Hello my loves, welcome back. Today's practice is going to be all about arm and wrist strength, upper body strength, core strength, because we're going to focus on Vashisthasana, side plank. We're going to explore from modifications to full side plank. So if you're interested in building some strength in the upper body and in the core, then this is the class for you. If you're like me, you might want to have a little bit of support for the knees and then come onto all fours. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Have the hands just like shoulder width apart here. Knees underneath the hips here, and just take a little bit of cat and cow. So using this as our little kind of warm up of isometric strength in the upper body for our planks and our core work. And just noticing, do you have a tendency to push more into the right or the left hand here? Is one doing more work than the other? As you take your next inhale, find a nice neutral position for your spine to rest. Draw the navel to the spine, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and take downward facing dog. You can take a little pedal through the feet here, or you can just settle in and breathe. Just taking a few breaths. Again, we're thinking about upper body strength and the work of the wrists, preparing the wrists for the work to come. As you settle in here, take a pause, take a breath, and then float forward and come into plank. Push the floor away, draw the navel to the spine. Nice line from the head to the hips to the heels. Drop the left knee to the floor. As you drop the left knee, lift the right foot and turn the right toes out to that long edge of your mat. From the left hip, pivot the left foot to the left side of your mat. Bring the left hand into the middle of your mat and lift your right shoulder up and away. Now the right arm can lift up or the right hand can be at the hip, whatever feels more comfortable for your shoulder here. But thinking about a line from the head to the hip to the heel, and also from your left hand to your left shoulder to your right shoulder and to your right wrist if it's reaching up towards the ceiling. Notice, where are you putting the weight here? Is it in your left hand? Is it in your left knee? Is it in your right foot? Notice. Where is the majority of your weight? Take one more breath. And then release that right hand back to the floor. Settle the hands back. Drop the right knee to the floor. And then just take a little bit of cat and cow here. Kind of starting the pattern all over again here. Next inhale, find neutral. Draw the navel to the spine, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Back into downward facing dog. Float forward, lengthen into plank here. And then drop the right knee to the floor. The left foot will lift and turn the toes out to the left side. Can the right hand come into the middle of the mat? And then your left shoulder will lift, maybe the left arm rises and take Vashisthasana. This is your modified variation here of Vashisthasana. Notice if anything feels different on this side. Do you have more strength in your right or your left arm? Notice if this lifted arm has to be in a different position on this side. And also notice again here, where is the weight? Where is the majority of your weight? Is it in the right hand, the right knee, or the left foot? Unwind, bring that left hand back to the floor, settle the hands back onto all fours, settle the left knee back down. And again, a little bit of cat and cow. And this time, as you exhale a breath, pull the navel to the spine, sit back into child's pose. Now this is your opportunity to either take child's pose or come into kneeling. Maybe you come into Vajrasana, maybe you come into hero's pose, into Virasana, and you can take a little roll out of the wrists, roll out the shoulders, whatever you feel that you need for your body. It's a strong pose is side plank. So do what feels good for you. And then when you're ready, wherever you are right now, rise back up to the hands and the knees. Spread the fingers, tug the toes, navel to spine, lift the hips back up. Float into plank. Long line. Drop the left knee. Turn that right foot out to the right side. Left hand comes in. Left foot kicks out and the right shoulder lifts up. Now I asked you previously where was most of the weight, and the chances are it was either in your left hand or your left knee. And I want you to push the weight into your right foot. So push the edge of the right foot down into the floor. Push your left hand down into the floor. And can you lift the left knee? Now, if that's not possible, that's fine. Stay with the knee down on the floor. Stay with this variation. If you can lift the knee, can you lift the foot and step the left foot back behind the right foot? Is that possible for you? Can you do that without letting the hips drop? Can you do that without the right shoulder drawing forward? Can you still be in that line? Head, hip, heel, wrist, shoulder, shoulder. Drop the left knee back down to the floor. Bring the right hand back to the floor. Settle back to all fours. No break yet. Take a little bit of cat and cow. Next, inhale, find neutral. Navel to spine, tug the toes, lift the hips, take down dog. Float into plank. Drop the right knee. Turn the left foot out. Settle yourself back, right back into that position. Lifting that left shoulder, lifting the left arm if it feels comfortable. Again, thinking about the position, the left foot connected to the floor, the right knee, the right hand. Where is the weight? And can you push the left foot down? Can you push the right hand down? Can you lift the right knee away from the floor? If it lifts, then can you step the right foot back behind the left foot? If it has to stay down, that's fine. That's where you are today. Be here today without judgment. Be in your body right now, right in this moment, without judgment. And then place the right knee back down. Place the left hand back down. Come back to all fours. And settle into your cat and your cow. Draw the navel to the spine, sit back into child's pose, or again, you can come to kneeling. Maybe you circle out the wrists, shake out the arms, whatever you need to do. Rise back up to the hands and the knees. Pull the navel to the spine, lift the hips up, take downward facing dog. Float into plank. Drop the left knee. Turn the right foot out. Left hand in, right shoulder up. Settle here first. Be in this position first. And then, can you lift the left knee away from the floor? Can you step the left foot back behind the right foot? If that feels good, can you lift the right foot and send it on top of the left? That changes things a lot because now we have balance involved. So if that doesn't feel good, bring it back in front, stagger the feet. That's perfectly fine. If you have the legs stacked, bring the right foot in front, drop the left knee, bring the right hand down, bring the right knee down, come back to all fours and take a little cat and cow. Sit back into child's pose or take your variation of kneeling and roll out the shoulders, the arms, the wrists, whatever you need. Rise back up to the hands and the knees. Go one last side for our challenge. Navel to spine, tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Float into your plank. From the modified version, drop the knee. Left foot turns out, right hand comes in, left shoulder rises. Take this variation first, push into that left foot, push into your right hand. Can the right knee lift? Can you step the right foot behind the left foot? And if you have this, can the left foot lift and stack on top of your right? How is this side different to the previous side? Try not to let the hips drop. Keep the line from the crown of the head to the heart, to the hips, to the heels. Take the left foot, stagger it in front of the right. Drop the right knee, bring the hands back down to all fours. And then take your last little cat and cow. Exhale as you sit back into child's pose. Rise back up to the hands and the knees. And we'll do one little kind of exercise for the wrists here. Take your right hand and turn your fingers towards your right knee and bring the back of the hand towards the floor. If you can get the back of the hand towards the floor, then you can stay here. If it feels like it's lifted, then you've already gone a little bit too far. Maybe support the wrist here on something like a blanket or a block. With the fingers, the middle finger and the index finger pointing towards your right knee, keep the back of the hand connected to the floor. In any amount, just sit the hips towards the back of your mat. Keep the right arm long. Breathing here. Rise back up. Lift your right hand, place it back on the floor. Already might feel a little different. Take the left hand, point the fingers back towards your left knee. Index and middle finger point towards your knee. Is the back of the hand connected to the floor or is this side different? Notice any difference here. And then any amount, keeping the back of the hand connected to the floor, sit back a little bit here, just lean slightly back. Rise back up. Come back to all fours. And then sweep the legs around and come into seated. Comfortable seated position for you, however you would like to sit. As you find that seated position, then let the hands come down to the sides. Take your left hand and reach it all the way up towards the ceiling, keeping the biceps somewhat by the ear. Walk your right hand out and across to the right side of your mat, and then let the torso kind of follow that right hand. Reach it up and over. Maybe you squeeze through your right side waist here, lengthening all the way from your left hip all the way up through that left side waist and out through the left arm here. Thinking about your left shoulder, and from the waist here, hinge over your right leg. So that the left shoulder kind of tips towards the floor. Just a slight twist, not a whole lot, just a little. Keeping that bicep towards the ear still on that left side. Unwind it, come back into center, and then rise back up. Sitting tall here. Notice any difference right to left. Let that right arm lift as the right arm reaches up and the left hand walks out to the left side. And then lean over with the torso, follow that left hand, reaching the right arm up and over the top of the head. Not in front, but over the top. Nice length all the way from the right hip out through the right fingertips. Taking a breath. And from here, from the waist, hinge forward. Let that twist just naturally occur here. Small twist, small. Small, small, small. Unwind. Rise back up. Settle here. Lengthening from the crown of the head all the way through down into the sit bones. Let the arms find a comfortable position to rest. And just taking in the residue of the work that we've done today. Noticing our breath. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more big deep inhale. And a loud exhale. Resting here. Body, mind, heart and breath. Balanced as one. Namaste.